the Talkin Baseball pregame show. It's Game 1s. American League Divisional Series Game 1s. After 2 days without baseball, we're coming to you live from the Roosevelt Studios here in the Bronx. That's rsvlts.com/JOMBOY. Jake's with me. Trev is with me. Producer Zach's behind the dish. We got the sexy elevator music going. Baseball. ALDS. Jake, how are you?
It's called setting the scene, people. I'm good. A little refresher weekend. A lot of me and Noodle the Doodle Dog chewing the fat. My mom's birthday. Happy birthday, Mom.
Oh, yeah. Happy birthday, baby.
She's a beauty, that number 9.
It's also Jake's birthday week.
Jake's birthday weep. A lot of sad emotions kicking in. Not getting younger. You think, you're going to feel like your high school years forever, and then you don't. But yeah, the baseball looks great. 2 heated matchups, Jim. No joke. Little big brother, little brother stuff, big budgets, small budgets, and of course, 2 of the teams that Trevor Plouffe was lucky enough to grace the field for. So, Trev, how are you doing? I mean, you got a heart on the line today.
Or vice versa. They were lucky to have me.
Yes.
A lot of people are saying my influence in 2017 has propelled these teams to where they're at today. Jimmy.
In like a how not to play way? Yeah.
Yeah, I was really bad that year. But mentally, I was good. Listen, when you said baseball,
yeah,
you sounded like A-Rod. It kind of got me going a little bit. Jimmy
baseball.
As A-Rod is pretty good.
Trev, I'm going to steal that. Anytime I do anything bad, I'm going to say, hey, mentally, I was good.
I was good.
Yeah,
I like this that. This coffee is hitting differently today, so I am woke and ready to go.
Trev, Baseball by A-Rod is a great track.
It's kind of the best thing he's got going.
It's one of BBD's favorites. It's the best thing he does. Baseball.
That's what he does. It's like he doesn't know what to say to lead to commercial, so he'll say one word and let it ring. And then if the camera's still going, he finds a second word and just says that and lets it ring. So that's actually, it's pretty good tactic. I'll try that today.
It ain't bad.
It's total A-Rod. He was like scouting himself, and he's like, what's the hole in my game? It's, when things go off the tracks, I don't know what to do, so I need something to go to when things get off the tracks. I know I'll scream baseball, and it's beautiful.
Baseball.
And he just lets it ring, baby.
All right, guys, we got only 2 games today. A lot different than when we had 8 the other day, which kind of was crazy and sucked. 2, we can flesh it out a little bit more. I don't even think we need time restraints. We were doing 10 minutes a piece or 10 minutes a game. I mean, that's kind of the goal, but if we need to go deeper, we can. Game 1 is Oakland versus Houston. The Athletics versus the Astros. And you did not have to be athletic to be an astronaut. Trust me, I just watched the Challenger doc.
Yeah?
Yeah. One guy in there, I was like, you're not a fucking athlete, dude.
Were they sneaking in geeks? What happened?
Yeah, once the shuttle program came about, you didn't have to be like, to be able to fly it. You could just be an engineer that gets to go to space because you're just chilling in the shuttle. Changed the game. 1978, they recruited 35 people. Big into diversity was NASA. It was awesome. So, yeah, don't have to be athletic to be an astronaut. That's tip number 1 for this game. Tip number 2 is I have no idea what's going on, really. And that's where we're at.
Okay.
Jake, do you have any pre-thoughts? The starting pitchers are McCullers versus Bassett. Trev?
I want to mention something I found when I was deep diving in the statistics today. Okay. 11 out of the 16 playoff teams had blue in their uniforms.
And all of the Red Seas, which I always made a point to point out all season, got eliminated.
And the Padres just switched from having blue in their uniforms. So it would have been 12 of 16. It's 11 of 16. So if you're looking to start a franchise, I would do some blue. That's just my that's a what is that called? Analytics. Ever heard of it?
That's Manalytics.
Analytics.
That's Manalytics.
Yes. All right. It's McCullers versus Bassett. I mean, we thought it wasn't going to be McCullers. We kind of just flunked the dunk on all of our pitching matchups, you forget these guys are doing things differently. And I think without having your number one able to go twice in a series, that they're like, well, okay, let's place these out a little more strategically, and rest time hurts. Like in the Yankees are probably not going to have Tanaka game 2 because if he's only going to pitch once, have him pitch game 3. And here, Greinke's going to go game 3. McCullers is going in this first game. He's rested. He's been really good down the stretch. His last 3 or 4 games were phenomenal. He had a good game against this A's team during the season, and the A's are throwing Bassett. He's their best pitcher right now. He has 2 really good games against this A's team this year, like really good, and 1 really bad. I think 1 3 innings pitched 4 earned runs, and the other 2 are 7 innings pitched 0 earned runs, 7 innings pitched 1 earned run. He shut him down twice. So it's a good matchup against, I don't know. What do you got on this? The over-under is 8.5. So we got to make our picks. Trav, huge picks for you today. You're sitting at 500 after the wild card round. So we're rooting for you.
It's a weird day for me because I am clearly have a lean here. If you see the outfit, got the young Yoenis Cespedes vibe going on today. But I've been touting Lance McCullers Jr. for quite some time. He hasn't pitched since September 26th, though, so that kind of throws me off. It's a lot of rest. Jim, as you pointed out to me during the show, or before the show, coming off a little injury here, but he looks like he's full strength. He looks good. I dig like the hair. He's got the whole vibe going right now. So it's really good. It's going to be tough for me to pick against that, although Bassett has been equally as impressive to me. He's got the stashy kind of patchy beard look going on, but what I really like in true baseball fashion is the deception that Bassett brings. So we got power, kind of curve slider thing going on with Bassett, who's got the more rainbow 12-6. They don't pitch too dissimilarly. Some of the, I guess Bassett also throws cheese too. I always forget that about him. 95, he's touched on the gun with a funky windup. It's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a tough game to call for me. I'm not ready to make my pick.
Okay.
I like that.
Jake's been
like
ready.
that.
He's
Keep
dying.
him going. I'm not ready. No. This is fun, man. This is what we wanted, right?
I love it, man.
A's Houston, Laureano sprinting at the dugout. That was a month ago. We are still living it. The A's wanted this. Wish they had that Matt Chapman guy. That'd be cool. I think getting over that wild card hump was pretty big for them, especially after losing that first game to the White Sox. Tim Anderson gave away the secret. Just don't. Why would you throw the lefty? So Bassett goes back out there. Trev, you've been on this kind of all year that Bassett does have some funk to his delivery, and this is their 4th time seeing him. And like Jimmy said, he's had 2 really nice starts. They also got him once. I think it was 3 innings, 4 earned runs, something like that. So interested to see what that looks like. McCullers has been pitching really well. He got the game where he got no outs and he got pulled from injury. Since then, he's been twirling it really well, to the fact that I think he was going to be their game 3 starter for a reason. I think Dusty was pretty comfortable with that. So he gets the pill with game 1. And you're right, Jim. Like I think if this were to go 5, I think McCullers gets the start in game 5, but it might only be 2 innings. Like it's playoff, it's new age playoff baseball either way. So I don't know, man. I'm excited to see. I mean, there's a little bit big brother, little brother here. The A's are just as pissed at anyone about the Astros stuff.
Do you guys know who the favorite is?
They get their shot.
Have you looked? Trav, have you looked? Do you know who the favorite is?
I have not.
I would assume Houston.
Trav, what's your guess?
The A's are the home team today. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I got to say the A's are slightly favored.
A's are favored.
Yeah. The bullpens.
Slight.
That's the biggest thing in this game. It's going to be, I think the offenses match up similarly to each other. I even think the starters match up similarly. If you have McCullers looking good, you have Greinke and now Framber, our guy, Framber Valdez. I think they match up just fine against the A's. But the bullpens is where I think the biggest what's the word I'm looking for? Advantage. I'm just all sorts of messed up today.
That.
The biggest advantage lies with the A's. So I'm going to pick the A's today. I have to.
Okay.
But I think this is going to be more of a – I think these starters are going to go out and do really well today. I don't think the bullpen's going to come in early or anything like that. I think the starters are going to go 6-7 innings, and then we'll see what happens at the end of the game. But I do believe this will be a close series all throughout.
I don't know. I'm almost leaning the other way, Trev, and I don't know if it's just hating you or if it's
You hate me.
or if this is more so what I want to see in this series. Like, if things get ugly today and we're getting 3 or 4 runs early and Houston has to test out their bullpen, and Oakland, they like their bullpen, but again, these new five games in 5 days, depending on how the series goes, every bullpen is very susceptible to getting burnt out. I don't know. I kind of lean the sticks just because they've seen Bassett, they've seen McCullers. I think McCullers had 1 start against Oakland, 6 innings, 1 earned run.
It was against Bassett too. They paired up.
So pretty good. And again, it's baseball, Susan. I'm excited to see the venom between these two teams. In today's game, God, it's ugly, man. Give me.
Yeah. I like Oakland. I think my reasoning is Dusty and the Astros definitely had a plan for the wild card series, and it worked perfectly against the Twins. I don't know. You're going to get some wrinkles thrown your way, and I don't know what the plan is. McCullers is really bad third time through the through the lineup. Really bad, like a 1 OPS this season, third time through. So I wonder if the plan is to even have him be out there. Meanwhile, Bassett is just as good third time through the lineup as he is second time or first time. He's got a 6 OPS in all 3. So he can give you a little distance in game 1 if you need it. McCullers, if he gets bounced around early and then Dusty has to deviate from whatever plan they set up, it's going to be tricky. I think I like Houston today. The over-under has me very confused. So I'm taking Houston. Jake,
Do we think
I'm taking Oakland. I'm taking Oakland. Sorry.
Do we think Dusty could do another piggyback? Like, do we think he's trying to go?
Well, he said
McCullers,
Framber.
Javier.
It depends how much they trust their other bullpen.
Yeah,
Because they might just, but you need the lead. You need everything to be perfect for that to happen, because in 5 games, you cannot burn guys the way he did in game 1 and 2 against the Twins.
I don't know. The way Dusty did it last series, I kind of got those Red Sox vibes when they were pushing Price out of the pen and every button Cora hit
Corbin
ended
out
up
of the
working.
pen, like all that stuff. Yeah.
So I feel like that's their approach because that's what they got. The Red Sox were kind of in a similar spot.
Sounds like you're going Houston.
I like the A's in this series. I picked the A's. I'll go Dusty Funny Business. Game 1 today. Houston does it. Give me the over. All the bats are locked in, and we're locked in for just, an ugly series.
I gotta say, like, Dusty's gonna let McCullers go as long as he can today.
Which I don't think is a great plan.
I don't know. We kind of thought that with Greinke too, and then he pulled a rabbit out of the hat a little bit, which does make more sense in a 3-game set.
Yeah,
but
it was a little different in that set. We have 5 games here. You got to be able to keep these guys fresh. I mean, there's only a couple guys that I think he has confidence in going like back-to-back days.
Yeah.
And you want to save a Presley for. You say, hey, bring him in for the high leverage, but you really want to save him to close out games because who else do you got to close out the games in that bullpen? A lot of young guys who aren't ready for that.
Yeah.
So they have him. He's kind of – you're going to save him to the back end. I would love to see that guy get brought in high leverage, though. I just don't think it's going to happen because they don't have anybody else. But, yeah, you guys – Jimmy, Oakland.
Oakland for me.
You dummy. You pick Houston, and then I'm going – I'm also going.
Do you not believe in your pick? Do you want to change?
No, I believe in the A's
Okay.
to win the series. I like Houston today. McCullers has been hot. I think they've seen Bassett, and I think maybe after the game we get the bad Correa quote. That's we're doing it again.
Oh yeah,
we're back. Houston in the over. I just think this game gets
over.
I think we light up the
the
scoreboard
over
a little
is
bit
tricky,
today.
Trev. It's 8.5, so it's a higher over under. Have we had higher than that in the playoffs? No. We've had 8.5 a bunch of times, but we've never had an over-under of 9 in the postseason yet. Oakland went over all 3 games against the White Sox. They allowed 4 runs. They allowed 3 runs. They allowed 4 runs. They didn't, score a ton. It was a mixture of they played games that were 4-4, 5-4, whatever, around there. Houston went under both games against Minnesota. So
I'm thinking pitcher's duel today. I got to be honest with you.
My gut says the opposite.
Playing those curveballs.
My gut says the pitchers are dueling, but they're 3 earned runs each by the end or something like that. And then the bullpen's going to get the over. But I mean, I'm a little torn on it because I don't believe in either team's offense that much, nor pitching. So
I saw McCullers talking, and this is one of the reasons I think he might pitch well tonight or today. When's the game?
4 o'clock East Coast, 1 o'clock your time.
He said, "Hey, I love that mound," and that's a big thing for pitching. You
Who
go
said
in
that?
there, McCullers.
Oh,
Got some good memories there, but when you were feeling that mound, you like it, and then that's not only the mound; it's the backdrop. Okay, like in Oakland, pitchers don't like that because there's so much space behind it. It seems like the catcher's further away. When things are close up on you, seems like the catcher's right there. You feel like you're on top of the hitter. So he said, "Hey, I love that mound." Bassett, I'm sure, has pitched at Dodger Stadium probably this year. I could look that up, but I haven't heard any quotes. Did he like it? Did he not like it? McCullers says he came out and said, "I love that mound." So we'll see how that goes.
I'm flip-flopping on the over-under. I'm going under.
Wow.
I'm flip-flopping. McCullers is hot, man.
He's hot right now. I'm telling you.
17.2 shutty with a 405 OPS. That's a 117 batting average. He's hot. I think, Jim, you hit the analytics part of it. I think unless he looks disgusting, I think he only gets 2 times through the order. And I don't know. I think A's will go to their pin a little early in this first game because the teams will be saying, kind of the dumb series things like, hey, if we win all the odd games, we win the series. Get that first win on the board. Yeah, people are saying that.
What are they saying?
You win all the odd games.
Okay.
Jake's saying that. Jake is saying
that. A person is saying that.
I'll clip you guys.
Okay, guys, how about this? Home plate umpire, Tripp Gibson.
Trip.
He hit 5 overs this season and 7 unders.
Smaller guy.
Okay.
I'm just saying. Sometimes get blocked out by a good catcher, big catcher.
His average runs is 8.5. Wow. I will be taking... my gut said over. Trev, you're taking under. Jake, you're taking under. Jake switched. The Jake switch actually makes me want to take over a little bit more. It is sadness week, birthday week for him.
Yeah.
So him having doubts, I think he's going to be upset he didn't trust his gut on this one. You
get your driver's license this week. That's tight. 16, that's a good age.
I have like a sneaky over, like a 5-4 games, the over, and I kind of see that's how this plays out. So,
Lance also just had his birthday October 2nd. He's 27. And where's he from, Trev? The sports city that's hot in the streets, Tampa.
Oh, guess what? This is a huge pick for Trev because he needs to go over 500. Huge pick for me. Other reason, I'm 6 for 6 in my last 6 over-unders. I went 11 out of 18 in the wild card series and over-unders, and I ended 6 for 6. So I got to keep the streak going. I don't believe in my pick as much as I'd like to with the streak on the line, but I'm going to go over.
His game is... I have no idea.
I just was looking some stuff up. People will probably hate when I do this, but I don't care because I have the microphone. 1 for 4 against Lance McCullers with a homer.
You?
And 2 walks. He walked.
Scared of you. Did you homer first?
I don't know. 500 OBP, 1 dot slugging, 1.5 OPS.
Wow.
If you need a bat, I'm in LA, guys.
Now I'm thinking about the
Can
over
you imagine
again.
if they're like, hey, T. Ploop, you got the jersey on already.
Yeah. You could just wear it out there.
Oh, my God. He would light me up right now.
All right, Trev. Game one, line out, walk, pop, fly. But the line out was good contact.
Yeah.
Deep center field line out. Game 2 against McCullers, 2017, ground out to third base. Probably a hot shot.
Yeah.
Walk. And then in your last at bat against him, you homered.
Third time through.
I'm
not letting McCullers see that lineup the third time through.
I remember I jumped him. I ambushed a fastball to lead off an inning, and he just grooved one in there to me. I just crushed it. I was and again, I keep referencing 2017. Right. I was a horrible baseball player at that point.
Well, you were with the Astros.
Mentally fantastic.
Yeah, you did jump him, Jake. You did jump him, Trev. 0-0 fastball.
I jump him too.
And then Chris Davis hit a home run 2 behind you. So you guys both got him. You knocked him out of the inning.
Third time through. Can't let it happen.
Can't let it happen. All right. And Jake is 8 for 18 on over-unders. Trev's 9 for 18 on over. So you're under 500 on over-unders.
Yes.
I'm glad I faded you now.
I'm picking the games, not the over-unders.
Well, we all
my
pick all
last point
the
on McCullers is because I really feel I want to touch on the Astros and how everyone hates him so much. There are guys on the Astros team that had nothing to do with all that shit. The young guys that weren't there. McCullers benefit from it because he got run support, whatever. If Lance McCullers was on your team, you'd love him. That's how I tend to think about guys. Like, would I like him if he was on my team? Because a lot of guys you hate, then you play with them, you're like, oh, I love this guy. I want Lance McCullers on my team. I think he brings – you want something about moxie? I think he's got a little bit of moxie. He's got just the right amount of arrogance in him.
Look out for 20 curveballs in a row.
You would freaking love him on the Yankees.
Oh, McCullers, I don't know. Bassett, this is coming from Periscope. Tony V. Bassett's only 2-2. I don't care about wins and losses, but he's got a 4+ ERA in day games. McCullers has a 2.5 ERA in day games. How about that?
We're deep diving.
Tucker and Reddick, the lefties, hit homers off Bassett in the games they got him.
Tucker,
watch out for that.
Bassett gave up 5 runs to the Astros all season. 4 of them came off the bat of Kyle Tucker. Watch out for Kyle Tucker versus Bassett. Yeah,
I would say Bassett knows that, understands where to approach him now, where his blue zones are, and if you can't get him there, if you're not locating in that zone, he's just probably going to pitch around him, if I had to guess. Very cerebral, smart pitcher is Chris Bassett.
Walks a rally in the playoffs.
And
that's what Dusty just said. Dusty was just on doing it. He was like, hey, we want our home runs to come after walks, so everyone's got to pass the baton.
So watch the hitter after Kyle Tucker, who in this game, the last time when Houston got Bassett, Carlos Correa. Talk your game, talk your shit. Over this game, no idea what's going to happen.
CeCe called out.
I don't have leans. Yeah, that was pretty good.
Love that shit. We all did.
Yeah.
Everyone said the same thing. Shut up.
He's a punk.
Shut up.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Next game, we have the Yankees versus the Rays down in San Diego. It is Blake Snell versus Garrett Cole. There's a lot of trash talk going on. Kiermaier said we don't like them. They don't like us. Voit was asked about the Rays, and he said they're just a roadblock for us.
It's just a lot of talk. Both sides. Just
they said they saw each other in the hotel lobby, and it was just kind of like a nod and keep walking. Like fucking Herb Brooks walking past the coach of the Russian team in the streets of Lake Pass in 1980. I ran out of breath. Anyway, the line on this game, the Yankees are the favorite, and the over-under is 7, which is really low. That's the lowest we've seen. So we got the highest we've seen and the lowest we've seen.
Didn't we see 1.6.5? I thought we saw 1.6.5 early on.
Yes,
in the playoffs.
Sorry, Bieber Cole was 6.5.
Thank you.
Right.
Yeah,
this is a good matchup. This should be a good game. 2 teams with a lot of animosity. The Rays just dink and dunk and homer and bloop and walk and mix and match their way to wins with their lineup. Their pitching is really, really good. The Yankees, this lineup, so I read a stat the other day. This lineup hasn't been together more than, with Gary, 3 times in 2 years. So, it was some AL scout. He was like, no one's really seen this Yankees team. No one's seen this lineup together. It's only happened 3 times in the last 2 seasons. So it's much deeper than it ever has or was in the regular season. Much deeper. You have Gary Sanchez down hitting home runs against Cleveland. Game-changing home runs.
You don't, though, because he's not playing today.
Not today, but I'm saying
it's unbelievable to me. I still do not understand that.
I'm interested to see the lineup. Some of the blue checkies are swirling some different rumors. Do you maybe DH Gary? I don't think so, but they're talking about it. Someone even threw out, do you play Stanton in left, which he hasn't done all year? I would be shocked.
Well, why it's such a bigger discussion, Trev, is Gary has really good numbers versus Snell. He's like really good numbers.
So that's why they didn't. That's why they want. I mean, Snell earned the number 1 spot too. But I guarantee there was discussion about that too. Like, let's see if we can get him to get in there. Get Cole with Gary. Gary's numbers with Cole, not great. Like you guys said,
you can't catch Gary, so they would have to get creative. Like once they did it, and there's no coming out of that now. Cole is pitching to Higgy.
I want to ask you guys this.
Sure.
Does Cole, understanding what that means for his team, especially in a playoff series, you know, Gary obviously wasn't great offensively during the season, but we all know what he can do. He's one of the better hitting catchers in all of baseball. Do you think they make it a point this offseason to get together and be like, let's work this out? Like, I need to feel comfortable with you because I need you to be my catcher. You need to be in the games. We need your bat. Because if they don't do that, I think they have to at least try. You can't have this all the time. You can't have the personal catcher in the postseason. Yeah. It's just.
Well, I mean, he did with Houston.
It's an off-season thing. I mean, you talk about it a little bit, and then, I mean, over a $162 regular season, you can normally dance that out, and the catcher's going to rest regularly anyway, so you've got time. This year they ran out of time, and Gary's bat ran out of time too. So it's like, hey, Cole has been
storm this year.
Cole has been going nuts with Higgy. I think including the playoff start now, it's 34 innings and 47 strikeouts and only 5 earned runs. ERA's a little over 1. So you just kind of have to roll that at this point. And I'm not expecting Gary in the lineup, even though he's got the really nice numbers against Snell. You just say, hey, that's not there. And that's an opportunity that we already decided we're willing to make that sacrifice. You've got options with Guardian Clint Frazier. I think Stanton's hit a home run off of Snell too, so if you take him out of the DH and put Gary, I mean, what are you really doing? So we'll see. Snell has...
Everyone's hit a home run off Snell because he's had a lot of bad starts against the Yankees. But Gary has 6 hits off Snell. 5 of them are home runs. Like, his numbers are like really good against Snell.
That's the real stuff.
Tough not to have that. Tough not to have that bat. And tough not to have Higgy catching Cole because now you've got him on a roll, which is why, cut back to 3 weeks ago, me screaming my brain out saying, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. And they did it. So I hate it.
Is there discussion that it might happen today?
I think they already announced Higgy's catching.
Higgy's catching. It would be Gary DHing and Stanton on the bench, or Gary DHing and Stanton in left with Gardner and Clint on the bench, which if he can play left field, that's probably what I'd do. Yeah, I don't know. That's why I screamed my brain off about how much I hated that they even gave Higgy 2 days in a row. I would have never done it.
Well, and that it turns into one of those things because, I think the Yankees might have known that this was coming too, Jim, and you wonder the conversations that didn't happen or haven't been released because, Cole in his press conferences said a lot of nice stuff about Gary, and then everything kind of went silent and by the wayside. So you don't know what's fully going on behind the scenes. He's been lights out with Higgy, and you just got to punch that. I mean, he's your card to play, and you're playing it. So interested to see if they do any funny business with the lineup. Blake Snell has pitched. He easily has the most starts of his career versus the Yankees. I think it's 18. And, we've seen the highs and lows. We've seen Cy Young Snell. We've seen him get hit at the stadium. He's got a couple playoff starts under his belt now. He's been good. I think you're going to see him 2 times through the rotation. This is what they do with Snell. I mean, you're going to see him land in that 80 pitches range, and then they're going to go to that killer bullpen. Cole, I mean, the Yankees, this is their guy. They're going to let him go. He got 7 innings and 13 punches against Cleveland. This Rays team does strike out the most of any team in Major League Baseball. I believe I saw that stat over the weekend. So, hey, it hasn't lined up for Cole and the Rays. They haven't seen him since this Higashioka revelation behind the dish. There's a formula there for Garrett Cole to be nasty and special. There's also a formula for those pesky damn Rays to ruin another Cole start, which they've done a couple times this year. So, I don't know. It's, again, bad blood in this matchup. We horses that throw 98. It goes back a couple years now. A lot of these Rays and Yankees have played a lot of baseball against each other now. It's going to be intense, and I mean, you have to believe in the pitching tonight.
Yeah, this is why I love the Rays so much, and I love what they do. I love their front office. They're going to take a guy like Choi, and they're going to keep him on their roster forever because of what he does to Garrett Cole. 8 for 12 with 3 homers. Yandy Diaz, 5 for 12 with the homer. They have those guys for these specific occasions, and that's why like the whole Yankees Gary Sanchez thing is crazy to me. He has to be in the lineup tonight. If you're going up against Blake Snell and you've hit 5 homers and how many at-bats?
A lot of at-bats, but he's of his 6 hits versus
when he gets one, it's
Snell. Yeah.
Okay. I just love that. I was also reading about those strikeouts, and the Yankees didn't strike out as much as the Rays, but that's because a lot of their guys who strike out a lot were hurt during the year. So we can kind of throw that out the window. And also the 8-2 record that the Rays had against the Yankees in the regular season, I'm throwing that out the window too because it wasn't the Yankees. It was the AAA, quadruple A Yankees farm team that was playing against them. We had a lineup with, we love Wade. T. Wade in there. Who else was in there? A bunch of guys that are going to be starting.
Mike Ford.
Today, yes. Yeah. Ford was in there. I think he was even batting 4th or something. So this is a completely different team than the Rays saw in the regular season.
And I think there was a really good article. It was by your favorite Eno Saris and our favorite Lindsay Adler.
Yes.
They teamed up to do a really nice article about this series. And I think where they kind of landed in the overarching thing is the Rays killed them this year. And I've been saying this for a little while. It's either Big Brother comes back and is like, hey, now look at Glaber 7th hole instead of Mike Ford in the 3 hole. The Yankees say that was a really fun 60 games for you guys, and they come in and bludgeon. Or, these Rays are legit, and they say, we need to finish this thing. We are the better team. We dominated them. Let's go. I obviously believe in my Yanks hardcore, and I believe in them in this game. Garrett Cole is locked in. He's fine-tuned. And he basically said that, he's been waiting for the playoffs. The stakes, I guess you'd say, they're high.
You guys love everything he says.
And he likes that. You guys I like his voice. His voice is one of my favorite in sports currently. And I don't know. You kind of got to believe in him. The Rays are going to Snell in bullpen. No reason not to believe in that either. But
the
Yanks under.
High. I enjoy them.
What I love about like all these like sayings and these quotes, everyone's like, yeah, like Voight said, we'll see him there, we'll see him later, we'll see him soon, or whatever. Like,
well, that was cool. That's cool that came to
says
fruition.
that shit. I want someone to make a highlight clip of all the times people said shit like that, and then it didn't happen because it's half the time because everyone's confident.
Voight saying that when he said it was kind of crazy because the way the seeding worked, it was very likely that they wouldn't see each other again. So
yeah, I mean, you could spin that into like next year though too.
He didn't mean that. Anyway,
he was just saying we'll see him later because that's what you're supposed to say. I've seen sports movies growing up, and they always say we're gonna get him next time. Like it's just one of those things.
Feels like some
people
deep cut.
people need to stop taking all that so seriously.
Deep
Everyone's
cut.
confident. Only
Twin
one team
memories
is gonna be
coming
right.
out. Twin press conference memories coming out here.
Yeah, a bunch of Jose Ramirez saying we never lose at the stadium. Anyway, the Rays have a lot of guys that have done really well off Cole. Kiermaier took him second deck. G-Man Choi's like a problem.
Silly.
I love G-Man Choi, but if he comes up with runners on today, that's a holy fuck. Like, he is the Jose Ramirez of this series when Cole's on the bump. Like, he's the guy tonight. Trav, the interesting thing, and I know we've done a lot of time, so I'll be quick. The interesting thing is the chess match between the Yankees bullpen and the Rays bench, because the Rays go to their bench, they have a lefty lineup, and then they have their pinch hitters. Garrett Cole's a righty, so they're going to have a lot of lefties in. So it'd be really nice if Garrett Cole can hand the ball to those to those lefties in the pen, if he can go 7 innings and hand the ball to Britton and hand the ball to Chapman, so that they're not going to pinch hit lefties against Britton and Chapman, so they're kind of don't get to make the moves they like to move. If he hands the ball to Otto, that's scary.
Well, the lefties are already in.
Yeah,
so Otto's like not even on the table.
So he doesn't.
Today.
Well, that's also the Yankees. If they have to bring in their righty relievers, it's a little scary. So they want to hand the ball to those lefties, so he doesn't get to deploy his full bench.
Well, no, they'll deploy the bench, but I mean, you're going to be pinch hitting righties against Zach Britton or Aldis Chapman, which you get one at bat against two of those guys who are disgusting for very different reasons. I mean, that's a really tough ask for a pinch hitter in a playoff game. So, and again, the Rays are going to hit those buttons every time. They do. It's like clockwork. And it's just kind of if it goes through. Because, I mean, if you pinch hit, Mike Brasso, and then he hits a double in the gap, I mean, that feels like a double whammy. It feels like they made the right move, and now you've got that guy in second base.
They might pinch Brasso for Choi as soon as Cole's out.
I mean, I wouldn't be shocked. And they, like we said with Snell, the Rays almost... they puppet the Yankees a little bit. Like, I think Snell does get the ball today to say, like, hey, what are you guys going to do with Gary? Why don't you guys make the move? You going to bring in Otto? Oh, we like that. Look what we got. Like, the Rays like to push the button to make the Yankees think, and a lot of times the Yankees overthink. So it's going to be a big cat and mouse.
If this comes into, like, strategy and like managers' decisions, the Yankees are in for a long series because the Rays are very, very prepared, much more than any other team I've ever seen. Like, they know exactly what they want to do. They know how to do those things.
Well, not to knock their players. That's their biggest weapon. Like, that's the scariest part about.
Well, I think their biggest weapon is their pitching. But then besides that, how do you use that?
It's not like
I agree with that.
Yeah, it's their biggest weapon offensively is the mixing and matching.
And it's almost Belichickian because like those guys believe in themselves because they know their manager is going to put them in the best situation 100%. To succeed.
Yeah. And my point with all of that is, it's this whole series comes down to, are the Yankees bats going to stay hot? We talk about good pitching shutting down good hitting. Well, sometimes it does. The Yankees are hot. I would say if they score 5 runs a game, 5-6 runs a game, they're going to win this series. That's what they have to do. So, kind of good luck against the Rays pitching staff. I think they can do it 100%. Yeah. They have the offensive firepower to do that.
Look for Snell second time through the rotation or through the lineup. Snell's been bad second time through the lineup this season. They only let him see the third about half of his starts. I'm not expecting them to let him do that today with the bullpen they have and how many options they have down there. But Snell, the second time through, it's a 977 OPS with a 300 batting average. It's rather good. And there is some tricky business there because a lot of his starts very early on, he was coming back from injury and stuff. But I've seen Snell have a dominant first time through the rotation lineup. I keep saying the wrong word. And then the Yankees poke him around in the second. So we'll see. It's a lot of chess moves. I think the bullpen moves are the biggest thing of this game. I have the Yankees, but again, I will give the disclosure. I would rather pick the Yankees and be wrong than not pick the Yankees and be right. I'd rather whatever. You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So, I mean, don't even count it. I'm picking the Yankees. And I'm taking the over. I think that's too low. Bieber, Cole went way over. Yankees put up 10 runs both games they played. 7's just too low. If they went 8, I probably would have 7's just too low, so I'm taking the over.
Trev?
This is really tough for me. I do have the Rays in this series. I have them winning the World Series. But you have Garrett Cole on the mound. It's like, how do you pick against that guy? I'm not ready to make my decision yet. Let me go last, Jake. Okay. I will say that I believe that this game will go. What is it? 7?
7.
I'm gonna take the over.
Oh,
I'm gonna take
series.
the over in the game.
Yeah, I'm going under. I think Cole's dialed in. I think Snell kind of knows some of the stats Jimmy referenced, and he's gonna empty the tank. And the Rays, they don't treat him like a natural one. And it's not a shot at Snell. It's more so a shot at it's how that organization operates. So like if Garrett Cole, if he's in the 5th inning and there's runners on first and second, the Yankees are going to let Garrett Cole pitch through that. If it's 4.1 and Snell's got first and second, they will go to that pen. So I think Snell will be good. I think Cole will be good. I have the Yankees winning. Maybe a solo homer, then a bloop and a blast. I think you're looking at like a 4-1 final. Cole stays hot. Go Yanks and the under.
This is a must-win for the Yankees. Game 1. And I know you guys feel the same way.
I don't think it's a
If
must
they lose
win.
this game, the chances of winning the series go down exponentially.
I don't know. The Yankees rocked Verlander in Game 1 of the ALCS last year. In a 5-game set against the Indians in 2017, the Yankees lost the first game. I've seen too many first-game winners not win the series in my recent history watching.
I'm not talking about first game. I'm talking about Cole is your guy.
I think that's the bigger,
you rely on him to get a win. At least one.
That's the bigger thing because it's how does Cole look? Because they will, if this series goes 5, they will use him in Game 5. And if Cole gets knocked around and then you're not feeling confident in Game 5.
Yeah, and I mean, let me just remind you that Garrett Cole faced the Tampa Bay Rays in the playoffs twice last year. He went 7.2 innings pitched, 15 strikeouts in Game 1. In Game 2, he went 8 innings pitched, 10 strikeouts. He allowed a combined 6 hits in both starts and 1 earned run. My confidence in Cole isn't really wavering that much. G-Man Choi, I'll be like this a little bit, but like a lot of the Rays fans want to be like, we owned Cole this year. Well, he also went 6 innings pitched, 2 earned runs against you this very season, and then he had 2 very bad starts as well. But it's like, do you not remember last October? Come on.
Do you remember? No, I love Cole. I think he's one of, if not the most dominant pitcher in the game. I'm just saying, like, if they lose this game,
it's not good, but it's not as damning as.
I don't feel that way about the Rays. Is what I'm saying. If they lose this game, I don't feel like their chances of winning the series are over.
Well, I think that's kind of the fickle sport of baseball, right? Because it's cold, disgusting. The Yanks are expecting to get this one. Glass now Game 2. When he's right, it's literally unhittable. So it's lining up to go Yanks, Rays. And, how often does the dumb sport of baseball flip the script and go the opposite of that? So more so just need Cole looking good. And then we'll see. I mean, Rays are going to raise, man. Yankees need to be clean. Yankees need to be clean.
Who do you want? Say the Yankees win. You want the Astros or you want the A's?
I don't care.
You're not one of those people that's like, we need the Astros. We need vengeance.
I haven't really been like, I don't care about the 2020 Astros that much or that. I actually think a lot of people.
A lot of people what?
Huh?
I think a lot of people have taken it too far. I think the Dodgers fans showing up at the Astros team bus. I think the Cleveland fans banging the drum and the trash cans outside the stadium, or not Cleveland. They
didn't go too far, dude. This is.
I think they've made it cringy. I think there's a contingent of Astros haters that have made it a little bit like, I don't want to be lumped. The people that showed up for the Astros team bus.
I think they need that, man. Like, you need to be punished. They were going to get punished by the fans this year, and then there was no fans. So I get what you're saying. Like, a lot of people who had nothing to do with the Astros, like, now it's just like another way for them to hate, and people love to hate. But they deserve every damn thing they get.
I'd rather the Astros lose. I'd rather play the A's, because if the Yankees lose to the Astros, I'll slip my wrist.
That's the only difference maker for me. And an ALCS with the Astros would be, can't screw that up. So A's, have fun.
Yeah.
Playoffs, baby. Baseball.
Baseball.
Hey, someone in the chat said I have a point that I'm not supposed to have. So I want to check that because I don't want any freebies.
What do you mean?
I don't know.
Oh, because they have access to the doc. 1, 2, 3.
What's going on here?
How about a big home run off Diego Castillo today? Yanks have had him lined up all year and haven't gotten him.
No one hitting Diego Castillo. That thing is nasty, bro.
Yeah.
I just counted Trev's picks, and they were right, unless there's a green wrong.
He says Game 2, Yanks versus Indians. They said he said I got a point. That shouldn't have. So I could be under 500. Trev.
Oh, yeah, you are under
Holy
500.
smokes.
Good catch.
Thanks.
Tobias.
Thanks, Tobias.
I hate you, but also thank you for keeping us honest.
Yeah.
I just couldn't believe you
honest
didn't
thought.
choose the Yankees, so I gave you the point.
Yeah, it was dumb.
Well, let's check all the other stuff because I'm sure there's more mistakes.
Hey,
Yeah,
I don't mess with this thing.
No, not you. I'm telling the chat. Thank you for the good looks. Go to the
Chad,
homer.
who you got tonight? I'm guessing we're kind of more full of Yankees fans, but how about Chet? Can you sound off with your picks for us, please?
Or give me a lean in Oakland, Houston. I wish I had something that jumped off more. I have no idea how that series is going to go.
Hey, talk about leans. I killed it yesterday in football.
Love that. Love that.
Rays
All
and
right.
4. Rays. Oh, a lot of people.
Who makes their first pick today in the homer draft?
I think the
Trev,
king gets the crown.
We did this on the real, not the pregame show, but the real podcast, Talking Baseball. Trev, congrats. Our regular season homer draft champion by 1 homer in the end. Congrats. You are now leading the postseason homer draft, Trev, because Goldie got you 2, or Tatis got you 2. Jake has 1 point. I have 0. There's only 2 games today, so that's a little more fun to choose.
That's fun.
Yep.
We doing snake draft again? Just one guy.
I think with 2 games, I think.
Well, last place goes first. That's how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
James, you're up. Then Jake. Then me. I get 2 picks at the end of the round.
Give me Correa.
Love it.
Oh my god.
I just think he's so in his head about being a bad guy.
Yes.
I'm so ready for him to hit a home run and be so fucking loserish and obnoxious about it. Like he's going to be doing this to the empty stadium. He's going to be doing the can't hear you. And then, if it matters, his post-game press conference is going to be nuts. So I'll take Carlos at my first pick. I don't want it. I mean, I hope it doesn't matter. I'm just trying to get points in the board. That's the storyline I can see happening.
Excited to see Trevor's back-to-backs here. I'm going to take a guy who his favorite, Trevor hears the Yankee fans a lot, and sometimes he can't understand the things they say about this guy. Giancarlo Stanton, man. Big Daddy. And how about big memories? Everyone showed the clips of him for Team USA hitting the bomb at Petco. He's got a homer off Snell. People talking about Petco and home runs not getting out of that stadium. Big G could get out of there. Could see it off of Snell. Or like I teased earlier, Diego Castillo late.
Oh, my goodness.
Late.
Diego Castillo ain't getting up a home run to a righty.
Late.
No.
Wrist breaker.
Late.
I do want to point out what I texted you guys this weekend.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear nothing about the East Coast this, East Coast that, Yankees, whatever. The Yankees might as well be called the California Yankees. All your good players come from this beautiful state over here because that's what
we've been talking about.
Baseball.
I don't understand. I feel like this is a straw man argument. What have we ever, like?
It's a lot of East Coast shit. California is a bunch of pussies. They're a bunch of pussies.
When have we said
we have called you soft a lot. We have called you soft a lot.
California.
The only reason, Trev, the only reason we've ever called you soft is because you're from California.
And it's not the 1940s. Like
that's what I'm talking about. You guys say you're soft because you're from California. All your good players are from California.
Trev, you're talking like two of the softest dudes ever.
The Buffalo Bills don't recruit their team from Buffalo, New York. I
understand that, but that's what I'm talking about. Oh, that team's soft. They're from California. Those guys are soft, dude. All your good players on the Yankee. I'm talking specifically New Yorkers here.
Yeah.
All your good players are from California. So just zip it. Nobody plays baseball from New York except for
all baseball players are basically from California and Texas.
Every good athlete is from Florida, Texas, and California.
So, anyways, I am taking Matt.
Good picks.
Big Dick Olson.
0 for 10 versus Lance McCullers.
I don't care. He is going to drop Dick today. He needs it.
Yeah.
Secondly, I'm going to take one of those California boys from the Yankees. My good friend, We've said hi to each other a couple different times. I've shook his hand a few different times. My bad,
God.
Aaron Judge.
Oh, Jesus.
All rise.
He's like 0 for 16 against Snell.
I don't
You
care.
don't care? Okay. I love it.
You're the
about
only BVP guy here.
Trev likes BVP.
I do, but this
Not
is the
today.
playoff, baby.
I know. They're just
Baseball.
drastically bad.
Baseball. Great picks, Trevor.
California.
California.
Probably California, if I had to guess.
Hot.
Matt Olson?
Very hot.
I think he's the only Alaskan in MLB.
I mean, feels like a miss. And I think it maybe ties into this Astros' unfortunate victory today. But the A's will come back and win the series. I'll go Kyle Tucker. Like we said, he's knocked around Bassett this year. I think it's one of those oh crap moments for the A's. Like, why are we even pitching to that guy again? And he's one of those guys that's not really lumped in with the Astros' bad stuff and wants to just prove that he's a good baseball player that wins games. So, Tucker and Stanton.
Matt Olson's from Georgia. Who I respect people from Georgia. Baseball players are always play a little harder because they have
Couple
nothing
athletes.
else to do in Georgia. You just play ball.
Shots fired.
So you're saying California's soft, then they don't play as hard. Okay, next, Jimmy.
No, we don't have to play as hard. We're just better.
I want to do that thing where I take
bad.
it. I want to do the thing where I take a guy and everyone in the chat says no.
Yeah.
And then I take it back.
It's a total last place move.
Yeah.
It's a very last.
All I'm
place
saying
move.
is Sean Murphy's hot.
Oh god.
Oh yes, I love Sean Murphy. I love
I'll
that.
take Laureano though. He's
Love that.
angry. He's got a lot of emotion.
Wow, that's two incredible picks right there, Jim. You're hoping for a fight, is what you're hoping for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get mad. I'm taking the two hotheads.
Okay.
But
Love
Sean Murphy, he had a hit in every single game against the White
Yeah,
Sox, and he had a
big
home
home
run in the
run.
last game. So just watch out. Watch out.
So Murphy's your Jimmy's secret third pick of the day today.
I did not choose him.
Right.
I just sprinkled
You've
him
been
into
doing
your
three.
brains.
Yeah,
you-
the
are
secret
you
third
sprinkled
pick
on
every
Murphy?
ep.
What?
Who'd I pick?
Don't
Yeah.
you
Judge and Olsen.
Judge and Olsen, a combined 1 for 26 against their
I
respective
don't care.
pitchers.
You know what that means? They're due. Ever heard of it?
Do.
Judge needs to have good at bats for Snell. It's kind of like we didn't say that, but I do think his numbers are 1 for 16 with 10 strikeouts. So
Ooh,
Friends.
works some walks.
Hold on.
They were
This is not
texting.
locked in yet. It's not locked in yet.
Oh boy. Don't cheat.
I want Gary, but if he doesn't play, I want Judge.
No, because I would have taken Gary, but if he doesn't play, I want my guy.
Well, you didn't. I just said it.
Well, you're
so,
not up.
um,
We've already
You
concluded.
both already made your picks.
You've already
Yeah.
made your picks.
The picks
So
are
did
done.
you.
So did you.
No.
We already
no,
did
no,
the
no.
snake and came
You
back.
already made-
You're done.
I would
Why?
have done that,
You're
Trav,
both
if that was
done.
allowed.
You guys
You're
are soft.
Done.
Bunch of two
Done.
New York.
Yes.
Well, Trev, I
Yes.
spent 9 years of my life living in California. You don't think that
That's
wore
why you're
off
cool.
on me?
That is the
I'm-
one cool part of you. And then you got a little soft when you went to your other places.
One time I was at a party in high school, and this kid came up to me and just looked me up and down and said, "So you're from?" He was from Boston. "So you're from the East Coast, huh?" And I said, "Oh yeah." I said, "I lived in New Jersey and Connecticut for a while." He said, "I'm looking at you. I don't see anything East Coast about you." And I said, "Oh shit, sorry, man. I don't know what the fuck you mean. I'm wearing basketball shorts and a t-shirt, like my same thing I've worn my whole life,
Beef.
and it's stuck with me my whole life."
It's a big beef.
People are mad at me in the chat.
Who am
Someone
I?
told me
Who am I?
It's a
I'm
big
wearing a
beef
gold
week.
chain talking about being cool.
Yeah, I
This
mean,
is
that,
a plastic chain. It's
does
not
that
gold.
dude not watch baseball? I mean, if you wear a gold chain, you're cool.
Yeah.
Look at Eloy Jimenez.
Big beef series.
California Yankees? Can we make that a shirt?
No,
People
No.
would hate that shirt. Oh my goodness.
no, yeah.
Garrett Cole. Guess where he's from? Giancarlo. Judge.
Well, Judge is from
Higashioka.
Judge is from. I mean, he's from east of Tracy. That's not the California you're thinking. of,
California is very versatile. We
I
have
mean-
farmlands, we have mountains, we have beaches. Baby, we do it all here.
Judge.
Elite level talent.
Judge is from
Tom Brady.
like, farmland, like out in the Hicks, California.
This is where my first the Boston people talking all West Coast is soft. I'm like, your leader is from California.
And he's a bowler.
There we go. So look,
Who do you think?
I don't want to hear this shit ever again from East Coasters. Ever again.
Yeah, I don't know what you're arguing.
No idea
really.
what you're talking about. Thank you, Trevor Plouffe.
We'll see you guys.
Talking about either.
We'll see you guys later. If you are a Yankees fan and you want to listen to Talkin' Yanks, the Talkin' Yanks pregame show will be about 5:30. We're thinking it's whenever they put the lineups out. That's usually 2.5 hours before opening pitch. So I'm thinking around 5:30.
Felt like some rooted Neil Walker stuff coming out from the whole draft thing, like a Cali guy getting out drafted.
Oh, is that you think they took
Pennsylvania
No, I told you
kid?
they made the right choice. No, they made the right
Gardening
choice. It's a great career by Neil.
Feels I
Neil
feel
is
dirty.
friends.
I mean,
Feels
who's
awesome.
Neil.
the most gross grindy guy on the Yankees is Gardner, and he's not from California. He actually laughs in California's
Carolina?
face.
South Carolina.
South Carolina, yeah. Anyway,
Look.
yeah.
I'm just saying, like, all like
Foyt's,
the New Yorkers. None of your
Missouri.
players come from New York except for Dylan Betances.
Glaber, Venezuela.
Ottavino. Yeah.
Urshela from Colombia.
Manny
Same
Ramirez.
birthday as
Manny
me.
Ramirez from the Bronx.
Wasn't like Posada, maybe?
Posada was from
Yeah.
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico of California.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Pettit,
Well, I was telling
Texas.
people also, if you want to watch the game, Jake and I will be live for the entire game. If you want to come in and hang out with us, last time it was pretty weird and the chat was awesome. So if you're looking to do that, if you're watching alone or everyone goes to sleep on you because it's late, come hang out with us. YouTube on Talkin' Yanks YouTube, and then if you're a patron, we will be doing our post game recap when the emotions are the rawest. As soon as the game ends, either very sad, very happy. No in between.
What time is the Yankees? Maybe I'll stop by for that.
8:00.
8:07.
My time.
Yeah.
Oh,
talk.
baby, I like it
Yeah, I'm sure the Yankees
raw.
fans do not want me in there, so I'll probably stay out.
Oh,
because
baby, I like it
I get
raw.
so much hate.
Shimmy, shimmy, y'all, shimmy, yam, shimmy, yay.
Do we want a dumb prop bet of the day?
Need it.
Total strikeouts in the Yankees-Tampa game. The line is, what's a good line here, 25?
I leave it to Trev. I don't know.
What?
What do you think the line is? The good line is?
Both teams.
Both teams strikeouts all game. I mean, we just showed you that Cole struck out 10 and 15.
So between
I think
the four
it's
teams,
like
both
28
games,
and a half. 25 and a half or 28 and a half.
Yeah,
I don't know.
around there.
What do you think the line should be, Trev?
Sure.
All right, we'll just put it at 25 and a half. Total strikeouts,
I would
Yankees,
say-
Rays.
I would say more than that.
28 and a half.
28 and a half was good.
All right, 28 and a half. I'm going to take the over.
I'll go under. I think we see some focused at bats
I'm hoping we see focused at bats.
from both sides.
I'm taking the over. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Give me Fairbanks.
GT Black says, you guys have the chicken Pringles ready. We do, but it is only a ninth inning and
It's
a close
like a
game.
once a series thing.
It's like we have a lot of things that
Unless
we
it
do.
works, though.
We have a lot of things. Bow with the Wow will be the lead-in song to the Talkin' Yanks pregame show.
Has Trevor seen that yet?
I don't know. Trev, you ever seen a Talkin' Yanks pregame show? It's probably your least
I'm supposed to say yes.
favorite version. We open it up with a song and just being total. We have been opening up with Kid Rock, Bow with the Bow.
99.
99
Woodstock, 99. He comes on stage in a big pimp coat. It's one of the most electric opens in
just watch-
opening history.
Yeah, Google Kid Rock, Woodstock, Bow with the Bow, and it's the best opening ever.
Quick story here. Story
Yeah.
time, Trev, Kid
Yeah.
Rock. I'll tie it all together.
You and Delman Young.
Spring training, charity bowling thing for the Twins. There's a live auction. One of the things was a Kid Rock concert set. You got tickets, blah, 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 blah. So, you want to open the betting up. You need someone to start the betting on all the things. And,
Right.
you open the bidding up and then the bidding goes on and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Well, Kid Rock comes up, kind of looking around. I throw my hand up. I'm the first bid. I'm like, whatever it was, I'll bid on that. nobody else bids on the dang thing. So me and Olivia went to a Kid Rock concert in Fort Myers, Florida. And it was everything you think it would.
That had to be
Fort Myers?
bitchin'.
In Fort Myers, I'm talking.
Electric.
I've never seen so many Confederate flags and
Yeah.
it was not my scene at all.
Titties?
And who opened for them? Some other band. Cherry Buck or Buck Cherry?
Buck Cherry.
Yeah.
Gosh, damn.
Electric.
It was electric. It was probably the worst concert I've ever been to, but also very memorable.
Yeah.
It's Kid, baby. Kid Rock.
Got a refill, Jake, just in case you're wondering.
Love that.
Tradition.
I need to get some Kush, man. Just eating gummies, getting like blackout high.
Your gummies are way too strong that you have.
Way too strong.
He eats like a mouse drop nibble of it, and he's gone.
But it helps me forget.
Well, I can't wait because we got baseball.
Baseball. Goodbye,
Trev, hit
everyone.
up A-Rod. Let's get him on.